ready? I am too.
That's good.
I'm Garrett O'Hanlon. I'm doing a poem called Letters by a French Soldier, and it's 1916, found in Verdun, France. And Greg Mawson is the person that published or he wrote it in a book, but he was not the author. The author, to me, it was found on an unknown soldier, so to me I named him Pierre, and an 18-year-old French soldier. The thing about this poem is I feel like any German or French soldier that was present at the Battle of Verdun could have written this poem. And I'm going to paint a picture for you. The Battle of Verdun occurred from February of 1916 to December of 1916. And within those 11 months, roughly 700,000 soldiers died. That comes down to roughly 63,000 a month. And to relate it to us, think about the Air Force Academy and every graduate, including us this year. And if we were to die in 1 month, it would not add up to the amount of people that died in a month there in Verdun, France. And I feel like, honestly, after reading the poem and analyzing it, I feel like the reasons why it was published differs from the reason why it was written. From the mundane tone of the poem, it was very informative. I feel like it was a letter. It was a letter to a beloved. Her name was Marie, Pierre's beloved. And it was just kind of talking about his daily life and experience. But it was found 2 days after it was written on an unknown soldier. And I feel like the diction in the poem kind of just translates to what he was truly feeling. In the poem, it talks about, or it has a phrase that says that it was encamped in a snake's mouth. And I parallel that to like a mouse. And whenever a mouse is in a snake's mouth, it's trapped. It's paralyzed, it can't really move. And Pierre, with his French soldiers along with him, he knew that the Battle of Verdun, that they were paralyzed, that they were stuck. There was no moving forward, there was really no moving back. And he saw 60,000 people die a month. I mean, he was a witness, a personal witness, and he experienced that. And he also, another line in the poem, it states, mammoth lines of men, shoulder to shoulder. So there's just groups of men, endless lines of men, shoulder to shoulder. So you have to understand that if there are 60,000 people or soldiers dying a month, that they just have unlimited amount of men coming in and out. And then another thing it says is, or another line in the poem, it states, Marie, you'll read of this, you'll know this when you read of Verdun. Like, you'll know of my experience. I will not be able to share this experience with you because me surviving this battle is very unlikely. So you'll be reading of this, but I will not be able to share this experience with you. Another thing is, I feel like this poem, the tone, it lacks individuality. He uses the word we, us. He really does not he doesn't like personify himself until the end. Another thing he states is machine guns raped us. For example, whenever you're in a yard as a kid, when you were raking leaves, you weren't thinking about the individual leaves. You were trying to get as many leaves as possible at one time. And that's how it was back then. It was just shooting everybody. It wasn't an individual. There wasn't you were a soldier, but you were not an individual. You were just a group of people that, to the other person was an enemy. It wasn't until the end of the poem when he kind of brings out himself. And by that, he talks about trading in his dad's necklace that was given to him, a gold necklace, for wool and chocolate. He's trading in family heirloom for something so trivial as a coat and sweets. So to me, that was pretty much him accepting death. Like, I'm going to trade in something that means the world to me for the rest of my life for just something that can keep me warm for a night and something that can, I guess, sweets for just now. And that's what I feel like the truth claims of the poem were: the acceptance of death by the soldiers that were in the Battle of Verdun, and also the lack of individuality that happens when you become a soldier in this type of war.